I'm leaving for the sure.
Oh, are you? What is it with
Thanks. They know where to look for me if they have a question. No.
Morning. I've asked Sean Osborne to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance this morning.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the September 14th, 2017 meeting of the Shawnee County Board of Commissioners. My name is Bob Archer, and I currently serve as chair of the commission alongside Commissioner Shelley Bueller, who represents District 1, and Commissioner Kevin Cook, who represents District 2. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Before we get into the agenda, I would like permission to pull item E1. This was requested by Sheriff Jones to do more research before it comes before the commission, and he anticipated it would come on Monday. So if there's not any problem with that, we'll delete item E1 from the agenda.
No objection.
Yeah, no
Thank-
objection.
Thank you. First item of business, please.
First item is item 3, consent agenda.
Are there questions or comments on the consent agenda? There are 3 items.
I have none.
I have none either. I will move approval.
Second.
Motion made to approve the consent agenda by Commissioner Bueller, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item 4, new business. A, County Clerk, number 1, consider all voucher payments.
Commissioners, this morning we have vouchers that total $938,271.36. Highlights out of the voucher report are the holding accounts with the state of Kansas for motor vehicle of $99,685.33, Parks and Recreation of $79.61. Solid waste, we had some equipment purchases, which is $205,915.68. And finally, CAPER's contribution for employees, $284,161.30. I do not have any questions regarding the vouchers and would move for their approval.
A second.
Motion made to approve the voucher report by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item A2, consider correction orders.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Motion made to approve the correction orders by Commissioner Bueller, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item B, Public Works Solid Waste, number 1, consider approval of a project budget for the furnishing and installation of a fabric truss roofing system for a new salt storage building to be constructed at the District 1 Road Maintenance Facility located at 2727 Southeast 77th Street, Barrington, Kansas, at a cost estimated to be $48,000 with funding from the 2018 Road Maintenance Fund.
Hi, Commissioners. Tom Block with Public Works and Solid Waste. This is a Public Works item, and this item is similar to what we have done in the past couple of years in the construction of some salt storage facilities that we've had at our different district shops. This one would be for the southeast quadrant of the county, and what we'd like to do, as is mentioned in the memo, we would like to get this project moving so that get the building pad set and the block walls set yet this fall with our own crews. And then we've worked with Clearspan in the past, where then they come in and put the roofing system on. We would like to do this exactly the same way we have for the past 2 projects. It worked very well, in which we just contract with Clearspan to put the roofing system on, but then they would come in 2018 to put the roofing system on. That's why the 2018 road maintenance funds are listed as we would pay for our 2018 when they install it in 2018, and that has been approved as part of the 2018 budget. We just want to get a head start on the construction of the facility this fall with our own crews again, and then when Clearspan would come in, we would pay for that roofing system with 2018 budget funds. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them.
Are there questions for Tom about the project?
I do not have any.
Does this Is this the last one, or do we have another one that?
We do have one more
Okay.
district. We have one more district that I believe we would probably need one. I'll get with my road supervisor to see if we do. That would be up in the northwest quadrant of the county. But we have one now in the southwest, northeast, and this would be the southeast quadrant.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Cook, and that was seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item B2, consider approval of request to fill one road maintenance position and any subsequent openings that may result upon filling of this position at an annual salary, including benefits, of $44,211.65.
Commissioner, I do want to make one clarification. This is actually, it is a public works position, but it'd be in our bridge maintenance division. But we had an employee, had some circumstances arise which basically disqualified him as far as his ability to fill that position. So as such, he is no longer able to work for our department, and so we'd like to refill that position.
Move to-
Questions for Tom?
I don't have any questions. I'll move to approve the request.
Second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Bueller, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Tom. Next item, please.
Item C, Parks and Recreation. Number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C-303-2017 with the Kansas Department of Wildlife, Parks and Tourism to proceed with renovations at Clarion Woods Park with the county's share of $18,750 with funding from Parks and Recreation Building Maintenance Fund.
Good morning, Commissioners. John Knight, Parks and Recreation. I'd like just to take just a brief second here and explain to you what the CFAP, or the Community Fisheries Program, is. It's a program that's run through the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks. They use federal funds that come from the land to water funding at a federal level to leverage for these funds and community lakes, city lakes, county lakes around the county. It's designed to remove barriers for fishing. And what we used to do before was we had a fee specifically for fishing in our waters to help offset those costs. We agreed many years ago to go into contract with for this purpose. To offset those costs, so we no longer charge fishing and boating fees. In return, then we get primary. They look at our request first for these type of costs. We've received much more in dollars this way than had we continued to collect the fees. Our original request this spring was for a little bit more than the $40,000. They had so many requests this year that they capped it at $40 for this year. But like I said, it's the amount of money that we spend on maintaining these areas for fishing that we go right to near the top of any requests in the future. We'd already allotted $18,750 out of our budget. I'd like to keep that amount the same, but we're going to get a little bit less from the state, which will mean we won't be able to do quite as much at Clarion Woods. That being said, that's all I really know about this topic. Both John Boyd and Tom Hammer are both here and can explain in any kind of detail the work that they're planning to do at Clarion Woods Pond.
Questions about the project, Commissioners? Commissioner Cook.
John, this may be a question for you or a question for your staff. Part of the replacement is the tube for the dam. This has been classified as a high-hazard dam, given its location and where it sits with residential neighborhoods. That classification of a high hazard is by kind of a legal terminology. But do we work with other agencies like the Kansas Department of Water Resources, or when we're doing this work, make sure we're in compliance?
This is why I invited Tom Hammer here this morning.
Hi, Commissioners. Tom Hammer, Parks and Rec. Actually, that dam was a high-hazard dam. I believe in '99 we cut it down with the street department's help, and actually the soil on top of the train tunnel at Gage is the soil that came out of the spillway that had to be cut down, and the dam had to be cut down. So So that's where all that soil went to. But it's not a high hazard dam anymore, but it is silting in pretty quickly. And in that tube is, I don't remember that it was replaced at that time in '99, but it's crushed and no longer, water just runs through the spillway now. So not only are we kind of a hazard like you're saying now, but it's also ruining our spillway faster than it should. So if we could get that tube replaced, then I think that would go a long ways to fixing some other problems as well.
And the other part of the project is the dredging of the pond to make it.
Yeah, that's not as high on my priority list right now, only because I think it's going to be a little more expensive. But if we could just, we might just try to put all three of these things together and bid them out with this 40 plus our 18 and just see what we can get done. And if we can get most or all of it done, we'll just do that and submit that stuff to the state. And then if we need to do more next year or the year after, we'll do it. But I'd really rather get that tube replaced first, because that's really the big problem right now. Pond looks much better. We had a CFAP grant last year and started on the bank stabilization on about half of the pond, and it looks great. Anglers love it. The state guys love it. They've really been impressed with the work. So I think it'll really be a big improvement if we can do it again this winter or next year. So.
Okay.
Yes, Commissioner Bueller.
What kinds of projects are you doing for bank stabilization?
Mostly what we're doing is going out with the backhoe and reshaping the bank, and that really just involves pulling dirt up out of there and making the bank, the slope of it, such that large riprap rocks will lay on there and not just roll down the hill. And at the same time, we're kind of pulling some junk out as well, just to make it easier to fish. And then going back with riprap, large 12, 15, 18-inch riprap rock, and laying them in there. And that just kind of helps to keep things from washing back in. It also kind of helps vegetation from taking over and makes fishing access a lot easier. So that's mainly what we're doing. We've got a place we might build a small wall instead of riprapping it just because of the grade, but that's generally what we're doing. Just dress it up, make it look nice, and reduce erosion and fishing access. So.
Very good.
Thanks.
I'll move to approve the contract.
A second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Archer, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Next item, please.
Item D, facilities maintenance. Number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C304-2017 with the city of Topeka to transfer 12 metered parking stalls located east of the courthouse on southeast Monroe Street to Shawnee County for use by county vehicles at no cost to the county.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bill Kroll, Facilities Maintenance Director. This item, I've been working with the city of Topeka to see if they would be willing to kind of clean up the issue where we've been parking in metered spots anyway with our county vehicles, and they really haven't been enforcing it. So at this point, they said, yeah, you're using them, might as well kind of deed them over to you. So the only expense for Shawnee County on this will be the cost of the signage to designate those as county parking. So happy to answer any questions you might have.
So taking down the meters and putting...
Yeah, the city will take down the meters, and we'll put up some signage to designate for like IT parking, who parks there. There's some sheriffs that park there. Have that all ordered and ready to roll. So.
Okay. Questions for Bill?
Do you have a question? Thank
Yes.
you. Bill, but then do we maintain the property then from here on out? Is those parking stalls our property then?
No, the county would, or the city would still, maintain the concrete area and all that stuff. And they've reserved the right to pull those back at some point if they need them for revenue on the parking side. So we're kind of getting a free rent of those stalls from the city, similar to the ones that are further to the south that they already let us have.
All right, good.
Other questions for Bill?
No, not at this time.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I get a motion?
Sure, so moved.
Second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Bueller, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye, opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0, and I'd like to thank the city of Topeka for accommodating this. Next item, please.
Item D2, consider authorization and execution of contract C305-2017, addendum to contract C323-2015 with Constellation Energy to supply natural gas to 3 additional county buildings at wellhead pricing, resulting in significant savings in costs.
Morning, Commissioners. Bill Kroll, Facilities Maintenance Director. Always try to stay abreast of the latest stuff. The KCC relaxed some of the rules regarding large volume customers, which added 3 facilities that we have that we can take advantage of the pricing that we get for the courthouse, corrections, and some of our other locations. Central Park Community Center now qualifies, the Blaisdell Pool at Gage Park qualifies, and the Shawnee County Election Office qualifies. Generally speaking, that should result in a savings of about 20% in the natural gas price for those locations. Maybe more, because the other part of this is the contract to go to what they call their Smart Portfolio Program, which allows us to diversify our purchasing a little bit more and probably have even greater savings. Because we can elect to buy gas at way distant futures prices, current prices, and we can kind of mix and match a little bit more and try to get the best bang for our buck. Happy to answer any questions you might have.
Questions? No.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Motion made to approve the contract by Commissioner Bueller, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. And thank you for continuing to look at opportunities like this. I was a little skeptical when we talked about this a year or so ago.
Yeah.
I think you'll remember, but it has turned out to be a winner for us,
Yep.
and I appreciate your looking into this opportunity.
Thank you very much.
Next item, please.
Item E1 has been pulled. E2, acknowledge receipt of correspondence from Sheriff Jones regarding his intent to purchase ammunition in the amount of $7,755.20 with funding from the 2017 budget.
Good morning. I'm Lieutenant Justin Vest with the Shawnee County Sheriff's Office, and I'm here to answer any questions you might have regarding this purchase.
Any questions for the lieutenant this morning? Yes, Commissioner Cook.
Is this ammunition, I know it says training ammunition, but is this ones that we're looking for use in 2017, or is this what we're looking for use in 2018?
We'll actually be utilizing this ammunition in 17 and 18. We'll have in-service classes that are going to actually start in late October, and they'll carry over until March, and so this ammunition will help us train our students.
Just trying to get an idea of when we're going to be usage and.
Very good.
I'll move for acknowledgement, for acknowledge receipt.
I'll second.
Motion made to acknowledge receipt by Commissioner Cook, and that was seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Lieutenant.
Thank you.
Next item, please.
Item 5, administrative communications.
Commissioners, Tom Block, once again, Public Works and Solid Waste. Just want to announce again that the Solid Waste Department is going to be teaming up with the City of Topeka once again this fall. We are going to have another electronic recycling event, and we schedule it for October 14th from 9 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon, and it's going to be again at the Expo Center parking lot. So we think we're going to make the shift of having these events probably in the fall as opposed to the spring. Just to have a better chance of getting good weather. This last spring we had a horrible thunderstorm roll through during the event and terrible rain, we think fall might be a better chance to avoid that. So anyway, so about a month from now, we'll be having another collection event. So, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kellen Seitz, Spectre Venue Management at the Kansas Expo Center. Some upcoming events for this weekend. The Topeka Roadrunners home openers are Friday and Saturday night at 7:05 p.m. We have teamed up with the Roadrunners in a Red Cross hurricane relief effort to donate $1 of every single game ticket sold back to help our friends in the South and down in Florida as well. Other events taking place at the Expo Center this weekend are the RK Gun Show, Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Friends of the Shawnee County Library Book Sale, which is open to the public on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the Raining Horse Sunflower Equine event that takes place Friday through Sunday. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Yes, Commissioner Cook. Kelly?
Oh, I'm sorry.
If you could, just a little, I know it's great to announce the opener of the Roadrunners.
Sure.
I know, Spectre, you've been on the job now a whole, 14 days.
Sure.
But how do Spectre going to work with the Roadrunners on advertising and promotions? Because I know that's been a lot of the concern with knowing what's happening at the Expo Center and making sure the public is aware of what events. And we have a whole, the gun show and the book sale and the horse show. There's a lot that happens at the Expo Center. How do we make sure the public knows about what's going on?
Sure, yeah. So to kind of touch in depth on that, a lot of our promoters do their own marketing, but we have a lot of platforms and trade advertising agreements with a lot of our local advertising groups and media providers to help support those ancillary marketing efforts for their events. With the Roadrunners specifically, they have partnered with KSNT, which we also have a trade relationship with. And if you saw on Thursday night, the home opener for the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs, excuse me, I'm not from Kansas, so I'm not necessarily a Chiefs fan yet, but they had three spots run during that program, which was great momentum and advertising growth for the Topeka Roadrunners there. So we're happy to help support that with our trade efforts, not only for the Roadrunners, but for all of the events coming through. And I would like to encourage everybody to stay tuned on, on Monday. Again, for Spectra's first event contract announcement, and that'll be coming out Monday morning, and I hope to share that here at the Commissioners' meeting then. So,
very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, and from what I recall, one of the differences in Spectra and SMG was that Spectra had much more marketing manpower.
Sure.
And that was an impressive feature for the commission also. Yeah. So I did want to point that out. But yeah. You will become a Chiefs fan shortly.
Yeah, and we have split that department out into multiple roles. Formerly, it was one position in the marketing department, and now we've made that at this moment 3 positions by dedicating a sole marketing provider for all of the events, a corporate partnerships director in charge of advertising and community partnerships, and then a convention sales manager that will help with the basically just promoting Topeka in a whole and the Expo Center alongside the Visit Topeka groups, the Chamber, and our Capitol Plaza Hotel on site there. So
very good.
Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you, Commissioner Cook, for bringing that
Thank
up.
you.
Anyone else for administrative communications this morning?
Good morning, Commissioners. Sean Osborne, Parks and Recreation. This is our event, 22nd annual Greater Topeka Duck Race that is put on by the Sertoma Club. It takes place over on the east side of the lake, basically in the same environment area that we had the Huff and Puff, except it's not in Tin Man Circle. It's down by the beach parking lot. And this event actually benefits a lot of groups throughout Shawnee County, so this is a great event. Festivities start at 11 o'clock, and the ducks drop at 3, and the event concludes at 4 o'clock. So if you got any questions on that, okay.
Yeah, thank you, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else this morning? Commissioner Cook?
Not much to report today.
Okay. Commissioner Bueller?
I'm sure you might cover the JADO meeting a little bit from last
No,
night.
I wouldn't want to.
We
Go ahead.
We received a lot of updates, but I think what was most important is approving the funding for the incentive for Project LEAF, which we now know as Premier Advisory Group, Andrea and Josiah Engstrom, and that was pretty exciting. So good luck to them, and we're going to all be pulling for them for their expansion of their business. So
We sure
a lot
will.
of excitement.
they're going to be moving downtown, which is good. Yeah, that was an exciting announcement. And then we're continuing to make progress on the East Topeka Learning Center, which I know is important to all of us in our community. And so, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Item 6, executive session.
There's not a need for an executive session, so we're officially adjourned. Thank you for coming this morning.